And we'll begin with the Ulbricht report, mobilisation of the EGF, Poland. A single vote by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. No? Okay, I will open the vote again. The first vote, and it's now open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That's carried. We'll send a technician round to fix your machine, madam. The Hoffman report. This is again a roll call vote, and the vote is open. Has everyone voted? The vote is closed. That's carried. The Plenković report. Another roll call, and the vote is open.
Le vote est...
The vote is closed. That's carried. The Negrescu report by roll call again, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. The Yatamaki report, roll call again, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. The Leichtfried report is next. Amendment 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. And the Council position is thereby amended. We move now to the Lamassoure report, where we have Amendment 1, those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Now the Commission proposal, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. We now vote on the legislative resolution, roll call, and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
Vote is closed. That's carried. We move to the Zalba Bidegain report, where we have Amendment 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Now the Commission proposal. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. And now the legislative resolution by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move to the report by Mrs. Nereida. Amendment 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. Rejected. Now the resolution by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move to the report by Mr. Tarabella, where we have Amendment 1 roll call, and show of hands. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Paragraph 1, 2 parts. Part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Part 2 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, paragraph 2 in two parts. Part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. And then part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. I think that was rejected. We'll check. Okay, the vote is open on the check. Right, the vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 3, those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. I think that was the same majority. That's carried. Now roll call on paragraph 5 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Roll call on paragraph 9. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. A roll call on paragraph 10 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 2, those in favour. Thank you. Against. Abstentions. That's carried. Paragraph 12, two parts. Part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Then part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. Same majority as last time, and that it would be rejected. We're checking. Okay, this is the second part of paragraph 12, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 13, part 1. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Part 2 of para 13. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. Let's check, shall we? The vote is open on the second part of paragraph 13. The vote is closed. That is carried. Paragraph 14 by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 15 roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 16, again a roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 21, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. Rejected. Paragraph 20, part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. Let's check. And the vote is open on the second part of paragraph 20. The vote is closed. Carried. Paragraph 21, roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 3, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions, that's carried. Paragraph 24, two parts, part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions, that's carried. Part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions? That's carried. Paragraph 25 in two parts. Part 1, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. And Part 2, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? I think that's carried, but let's just check, shall we? The vote is open. The vote is closed. It is carried. Amendment 22, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? Rejected. Amendment 4, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. Roll call on paragraph 27 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. We move to paragraph 28, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. And paragraph 30, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. 32, roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. We move to Amendment 23, those in favour. Thank you. Against? Abstentions? Rejected. Paragraph 39, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? Carried. Amendment 5, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. A roll call on paragraph 41 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 16 by roll call and the vote is open. Thank you. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now amendments 12 and 17, which are identical, roll call and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That's carried. We moved to the vote on Amendment 6. Those in favour? Thank you. Those against? Abstentions? Not clear from where I'm sitting. One more time. Hands up high. Those in favour? This is Amendment 6. Those against? Abstentions? That was much better that time. That's carried. Paragraph 44 by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. We move to Amendment 11 by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Paragraph 46 by a roll call and the vote is open.
Je vous demande une minute.
1 second, please.
Pardonnez-moi, il faut voter.
Sorry, we do need to put paragraph 45 to the vote. So paragraph 45, two parts. First part, roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. And then part 2, also a roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move on to paragraph 46, roll call again and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move to Amendment 7. Those in favour? Thank you. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. A roll call on paragraph 49 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. A roll call on paragraph 50 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. A roll call on paragraph 51 and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Next, we have Amendment 8 and Amendment 13 identical by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. 9 and 14 are the same roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Recital E, show of hands. Those in favour? Thank you. Against? Abstentions? That's carried. Amendment 18. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Rejected. Amendment 19. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Rejected. Recital I by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Recital L by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Recital Q in two parts. Part 1, those in favour? Thank you. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. Then part 2 by roll call and the vote is open. Thank you. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now recital R by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now Amendment 20 by show of hands. Those in favour? Thank you. Those against? Abstentions? Rejected. Amendment 15 by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Now recital AE by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 10 by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move to the vote on the resolution by roll call and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Congratulations to Mr. Tarabella.
Nous passons Nous allons passer à...
Let's move then to
Nous allons passer au vote.
We now move to the vote on the report by Mr. Messerschmitt, the annual report on EU competition policy. Paragraph 2 in 3 parts. Part 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Part 2. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. I think that's carried. It's carried. Part 3 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. On paragraph 3, 2 parts. Part 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. And part 2 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now we move to paragraph 9, 2 parts. Part 1, those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. Let's check. We are checking then on the second part, and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That's carried. We now move to the second part by show of hands. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Amendment 5. A roll call, and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That is rejected. A roll call on paragraph 18, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 40, show of hands. Those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. It looks rejected to me, but let's check if the House so desires. Okay, this is para 40, and the vote is open to check. The vote is closed. That's carried. We move to paragraph 52 in 2 parts. Part 1, those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. And part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions. That's carried. Paragraph 58, 2 parts. Part 1, in favour. Thank you. Against. Abstentions. That's carried. And part 2 by roll call. And the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, paragraph 62, 2 parts, part 1, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions, that's carried. And part 2, those in favour. Those against. Abstentions, carried. Amendment 6 by roll call, vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. No second part. Amendment 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against. Abstentions. Rejected. A roll call on paragraph 75, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's rejected. Now, paragraph 79 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, paragraph 85 by roll call, the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Paragraph 90, two parts, part 1, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions, that's carried. And part 2, those in favour. Thank you. Against? Abstentions, that's carried. Paragraph 95, by roll call, the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Amendment 7, by roll call again, the vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Paragraph 109, by roll call, the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, paragraph 117 in two parts, part 1 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Part 2 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, Amendment 2 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Now, Recital B in two parts, part 1 by show of hands, those in favour. Thank you. Those against? Abstentions, that's carried. And part 2 by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That's carried. Now, Amendment 3 by roll call, and the vote is open. Thank you. The vote is closed. That's rejected. Amendment 4 by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. Rejected. Now the vote on the resolution by roll call, and the vote is open.
Le vote est clos.
The vote is closed. That's carried. And now we'll take the final vote on the report. This is Mr. Zalba Bidegain, and Amendment 1 by show of hands. Those in favour. Thank you. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. And now Amendment 2. Those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? That's carried. And then the vote on the resolution by roll call, and the vote is open. The vote is closed. That is carried.